My name is Jackie O'Neill, and I'm here to tell you a story about a wonderful family. I have quite a large family, most of whom either live in California or Oregon, but the family today that I'm going to tell you about is on my mom's side and is specifically about my stepdad Bill, my mom, and my siblings. The reason I'm telling this to you on YouTube is because I believe the internet is a great tool and can accomplish great things. People post videos all the time, from singing to cooking to dancing to anything you can think of, and I believe the internet can be used to spread messages, and that is what I'm hoping gets done through this video. I believe this story needs to be told, and others need to be aware of what can happen to their family as well, but they also need to see what a wonderful family I have, and I believe something good will come out of this. I can't accept the situation that has presently happened to my family without having some hope that something will change from all the people who are hearing this, all the prayers we get from this, and whatever else may happen. The story I'm about to tell you is about my stepdad Bill. Bill's story is a story of love, hope, trials, and testing. Bill has been in my life for a long time. He married my mom in 1995, which was 16 years ago. When Bill and my mom got married, my mom already had my older brother and me, but Bill had no kids of his own. Because of this, they wanted to have children together. After not being able to get pregnant for some time, they decided to start doing foster care and looking into adoption. This led to the adoption of my little sister Jessie, who was adopted from Oregon in July of 1998. Jessie was adopted when she was about 2 years old, and today she is 15. This is her today with my husband, Greg O'Neill. Jessie is a wonderful little girl and has been a great addition to our family. Shortly after this adoption, my mom did get pregnant, and she found out that she was pregnant with a child with Down syndrome. At this time, there wasn't as much information out there about Down syndrome, but my mom and Bill did everything they could do to learn as much as they could about this disability. In this search, my mom ended up writing a book about Down syndrome and her journey with Janessa. Many doctors have also written in this book, and it is a great success. Janessa was born in September of 1999. Janessa is a wonderful little girl and changed our family forever. She is so loving and such a beautiful child. This is her today with me. Janessa reads, writes, walks, talks, plays, and is just a bundle of joy. She changed how our family looked at the world and how we looked at each other. She also changed what my parents thought about their calling. Soon after they had Janessa, they realized that caring for a child with a disability was a special task and was one that not all people were fit to handle. However, they did believe that this was a calling from God and that they could handle these children in a way that some others couldn't. Because of this, they began adopting more children. Jaden was the next addition to our family. Jaden was adopted from Hong Kong in December of 2004. Jaden was just a little boy when he was adopted, and he has grown into such a wonderful young man. Jaden was a great addition to our family. Next, my mom and Bill adopted Jayla from Guatemala in June of 2006. Jayla is also a wonderful part of our family. She is very fun and also a different child. She plays with the other children and has been a wonderful new part of the family. After this, my mom and Bill decided to adopt Jamie from Liberia in August of 2007. Jamie does not have a disability but just comes from a nation with extreme poverty. Jamie was much older when she was adopted and is very similar in age to Jessie now. Jamie is 14 today. This is a picture of me with the oldest of the girls. Jamie and Jessie are a great help in the family. Neither of them have disabilities, and they are a wonderful help to my mother since half of the kids are homeschooled. They are great sisters, and they are a great shining of God's love to their siblings. Jackson was the last addition to the family. Jackson was adopted from New Jersey in January of 2010. Jackson also has Down syndrome. This makes the fourth child in my family with Down syndrome. Jackson and Jaden are great friends and the cutest little boys together. They love each other and play together very often. Here's a picture of my mom with the 3 oldest girls, Jessie, Jamie, my mom, and Janessa. I have an absolutely wonderful family. I have parents in Mom and Bill who have done so much for so many children. They have sacrificed and continue to show God's love in all that they do. They are a wonderful family. When I left from high school and graduated, my parents moved from Seaside, Oregon to Nehalem, Oregon. They did this for many reasons. First of all, they were in the process of adopting more kids and needed a bigger house. They also were interested in Bill starting his own business in Nehalem and not taking business away from his current partner in Seaside and Warrenton, so he was going to start his own hardwood flooring business in Nehalem. This was a very nice thing for him to do, to move his business up there. They also wanted the bigger house with more room, and they also were interested in the smaller community of Nehalem and the special education classes that could be provided there. They took this move from where we lived in Cullowhee Lake, which is very close to Seaside, Oregon, to Nehalem, which is about 45 minutes. In this move, while they did get slightly more space, they went from an amazingly pretty and perfect house in Nehalem, in Seaside, to quite a nice, big, yet not as furnished and perfect as the Cullowhee Lake house. They sacrificed living in basically a living room for the first 3 years, my mom and Bill did, so the other kids could have room and so Bill could work on the house and expand it more. Bill is the one who works for the family. My mom does the books for his business and homeschools many of the children, and being home with all these kids is obviously quite a task. Bill works Monday through Friday, sometimes Monday through Saturday, and then comes home and works on the weekend at home as well. He is an amazing father and is an amazing provider. He works so hard for the family. This is a picture of Bill with some of the other kids. This is at mine and Greg's wedding. Jessie are shown, Jaden and Janessa are shown there in the bottom, Jamie is shown, and then my mom with Greg and Bill up top. The reason I'm telling this story is because recently a tragedy has happened. Bill, just a few weeks ago, was diagnosed with breast cancer. I don't know if many of you know this, but breast cancer is extremely rare in men, but yet it does happen. Only about 1% of the population of men does get it, which makes about 2,000 men in the U.S. a year. This is quite a small number. When we found out that this was the case for Bill, we were just shocked. With such wonderful parents that Bill and my mom are, it did not seem fair that this was happening to them. All they ever do is things for other people. They work so hard for other people, for their kids, for their community, and for their church, and now Bill was diagnosed with a horrible form of cancer. I am hoping this video brings more awareness to cancer in men and gets men to start thinking about the possibilities that are present and out there for them as well. The reason we found out about Bill's cancer is because he was sick and was at the doctor's office. When the doctor was checking his heartbeat, Bill also asked him about a lump that he had noticed in his chest. The doctor said it was probably nothing to worry about, but they would take it out anyways. After they took it out, it went in for testing. And a few days later, we did find out it was cancerous. Just a few days after that, he already had a mastectomy, and some lymph nodes were tested in his armpit to see if the cancer has spread. We recently found out that the cancer has spread, and Bill is at a 2B stage of cancer. We were obviously hoping for stage 1 and hoping that the cancer had not spread to any of the lymph nodes. Now, we are waiting until May 2nd when he will have his next surgery to see if the cancer has spread any more. This will also be when the chemo duct is put in him. Bill will have to have chemo. He is also having quite a few surgeries in his upper body, which is significantly limiting the amount of work he is able to do for his hardwood flooring business that I previously mentioned. This is devastating for my family. We cannot believe that this has happened, and it is so, so sad. As you can see from the pictures, Bill is a wonderful father. He walked me down the aisle with my biological father as well, and he is always there for all of his children. He works so hard, and still in the face of cancer, he has not backed down and is going to continue to work as much as he can as soon as the pain subsides from his arm from where the surgery was in his breast. Some of the surgeries may make it harder and harder for Bill to work, and this is going to pose a lot of problems for my family. Because Bill has his own business, he makes above the amount that Oregon accepts to be able to get any help for all the children they have with special needs. Also, when you homeschool children, the state does not help you at all, and my mom and Bill pay for all of the very expensive tools that they use to homeschool the children. While they do have insurance, nothing is ever covered fully, and we are about to see a very hard problem for my parents. Bill is such an amazing father, and he is being so strong through this, but it is so hard for me to see this happen to them. Bill is always working so hard. He was recently just about to start renovating the kitchen in the Nehalem house. Like I said, my mom and Bill moved from a very nice house to a mediocre house that still needs some work. Bill has been doing the majority of the work over the past few years, but the kitchen is probably the part of the house that needs the most work. And when you're cooking for 6 small children at home, a kitchen is very important. Bill was just about to redo the kitchen, something my mom has been very patient for the last few years. He was going to start this renovation in just a few weeks. The kitchen had to be put off to provide more bedrooms for the kids, and it also was put off when Greg and I got married, as my mom and Bill helped to pay for that. I felt so bad that they set aside something they needed so much to help pay for our wedding, but we were so grateful. Now, the kitchen is about to be done, and Bill is going in for more surgeries, and all the bills are going to significantly limit this process. It's so sad to me that this is happening to my family. While a kitchen remodel makes no difference and is nothing compared to the seriousness of cancer, it's just another thing that is really sad. This family has been through so much and is such a blessing to so many countries. They have taken children that other people would never adopt, and they have made these children part of a wonderful Christian family. The doctor bills, the time Bill will have to take off work, and all of the chemo and hard stuff he is going to have to go through with cancer is just devastating. I'm hoping to get this story out so more people will know about breast cancer, but so more people will be able to pray for this family. These people are wonderful people. They're loving and caring and helpful to so many others. They deserve prayer, and quite honestly, they deserve so much more than that. If something comes out of this more than prayer, all I hope is that someone sees this who is encouraged about their story, that someone picks up my mom's book and realizes that Down syndrome is a disability, but it also is a beautiful thing and brings out beautiful children. If something much further comes out of this, whether that be extreme home makeover, someone hears this story and is encouraged and wants to help with the doctor bills, or whatever the case may be, that is wonderful, but that is not the point of this story. The point of this story is to show what a wonderful family can do. The Bible tells us that God will test us, that we're going to have good times and bad times, but that God will give us nothing that we can't handle. While this is very encouraging, that also means that God thinks a lot of my stepdad Bill, and God knows that Bill can handle this. I believe that as well, and I know that he can handle this. He is a wonderful father, and he is a wonderful man. What is happening is devastating and truly, truly sad and hard on my mom and on everyone else, but Bill continues to be strong. What I ask is that you pray. Pray and pass this story on to other people. Let's let more men know about the seriousness of breast cancer, and let's let more people be encouraged by what a wonderful family can do. I have amazing siblings, amazing mother, and amazing stepfather, and they need your prayers. Every year we put on a buddy walk in Seaside, Oregon to spread the awareness of Down syndrome. Now we also must spread the awareness of breast cancer and spread the awareness of what a wonderful Christian family can do. Please pass this on, and thank you for listening.